Your cat trusts you completely. Think about that for a second. Out of every person in the world, your cat chose you. They sleep near you, they wait for you to come home, and in their own quiet way, they depend on you for everything. But what if some of the things you do every single day, things that feel completely normal, things that feel like love, are actually working against them? Not in an obvious way, not in a way you'd ever notice on your own, but slowly, quietly, in ways that show up in their behavior, their health, and how much they actually trust you. Today, we're going to talk about 6 of them, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Point 1. Staring directly into their eyes. Number 1, and this one surprises almost everyone. How often do you look your cat directly in the eyes? You're sitting across the room, your cat is watching you, and you look back, holding their gaze because it feels like a moment of connection. It feels like love. And in your world, it is. But in your cat's world, direct, unbroken eye contact is not a sign of affection. It is a challenge. In feline social behavior, a hard, sustained stare is what one cat does to another when they are preparing for a confrontation. It signals dominance. It signals threat. And when you do it to your cat without realizing, you're sending a message you never intended to send. Research published in scientific reports found that how humans make eye contact with cats directly influences how relaxed or how anxious the cat feels in that interaction. Cats who were approached with a direct, wide-eyed stare showed elevated tension responses compared to cats whose owners used a slow, deliberate blink before looking away. That slow blink, that's the key. Because in cat language, a slow blink is the opposite of a stare. It means, I am calm, I am safe, I am not a threat to you. So the next time your cat is watching you from across the room, don't hold their gaze. Instead, look at them softly, close your eyes slowly, and turn your face away. Do it gently. Do it like you mean it. And if they slowly blink back, that's your cat telling you they trust you completely. No words needed. Now, speaking of things we do that feel harmless, the next one is something most of us do without even thinking. Number 2, be honest with me. You've seen your cat curled up in a perfect little ball, looking so soft and peaceful that you just had to reach over and give them a little squeeze. Maybe you stroked their head, maybe you picked them up just to hold them for a second. Maybe you called their name until they woke up because, well, they were just too cute to leave alone. We've all done it, and it feels innocent. But here's what you need to understand about how cats sleep. Cats sleep between 12 and 16 hours a day, and a significant portion of that sleep is not optional, it's physiological. Their bodies use sleep to regulate immune function, process memory, manage stress hormones, and restore the energy they burn in short, intense bursts of activity. A study in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats who experienced repeated sleep disruptions, even minor ones, showed measurable increases in stress-related behaviors within days. Things like over-grooming, appetite changes, increased hiding, and heightened irritability. The problem is none of that looks like what it is. It just looks like your cat being difficult, being moody, being standoffish, when actually they're running on a sleep debt you unknowingly created, one gentle interruption at a time. The rule is simple. If they're asleep and they're not in danger, leave them. As hard as it is, let them finish. When they wake up on their own and come to find you, and they will, that interaction will mean so much more than anything you could have interrupted. Now, speaking of things we do that feel harmless, the next one is more subtle than the others. Number 3, and this one is more subtle than the others. Picture the home you've created for your cat. Clean floors, comfortable furniture, a safe space completely removed from the dangers of the outside world. Quiet, calm, controlled. Sounds ideal, right? Here's what nobody tells you. Silence, real, unbroken, empty silence, is not natural for a cat. In the environment their nervous system was built for, there is always something happening. Wind, rustling, birds, small movements at the edge of their vision. Their brain is wired to process a constantly changing sensory landscape. It's not a preference, it's biology. When you strip all of that away and give your cat four quiet walls and nothing to observe, their brain doesn't relax. It goes looking for stimulation it can't find. And a brain that can't find stimulation starts generating its own stress. Research from the University of Bristol's School of Veterinary Sciences found that cats in low enrichment environments showed significantly higher rates of anxiety, disruptive behavior, and compulsive grooming than cats with regular access to movement, sound, and environmental novelty, even in small amounts. You don't need to redesign your entire home. You don't need a cat paradise, but you do need to make their world feel alive. A window with something to watch, a bird feeder outside, a nature sound video playing when you're away, a cardboard box left open on the floor. These are not luxuries for your cat, they are necessities. And here's the connecting thread, because this matters. When a cat is understimulated and anxious, every other small stressor in their life becomes bigger, which brings me to something that most owners think is totally harmless. Number 4, using strong scents near them. Your cat experiences the world through its nose in a way that you and I simply cannot imagine. A human nose contains around 5 million scent receptors. Your cat's nose contains somewhere between 45 and 80 million. Their entire understanding of their environment, who has been there, what happened, whether something is safe, is built through scent. Now, think about what happens when you clean your floors with a strongly scented disinfectant, or spray an air freshener, or burn a candle with a heavy fragrance, or apply perfume near them. To you, a pleasant smell or just background life. To your cat, an overwhelming chemical signal that drowns out every piece of environmental information they rely on to feel safe in their own home. A study in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that cats exposed regularly to synthetic fragrances and chemical cleaning agents elevated stress markers and increased avoidance behavior in the areas where those scents were used. Over time, some cats began to avoid entire rooms, not because anything visible had changed, but because that space no longer felt knowable to them. The fix is straightforward. Switch to fragrance-free cleaning products where you can. Ventilate the room before letting your cat back in after cleaning. Keep candles and diffusers away from their sleeping and feeding areas, and never apply perfume or scented lotion right before stroking them. Their nose is their anchor. Protect it. Number 5, and this one has consequences that go further than most people realize. Your cat's internal clock is not a metaphor. It is a real biological system governed by circadian rhythms that regulate hunger hormones, digestive enzyme production, and metabolic function on a precise daily cycle. Cats are not built to eat whenever. They are built to eat predictably. When meal times shift constantly, sometimes 7 in the morning, sometimes noon, sometimes whenever you remember, their digestive system doesn't adapt gracefully. Hunger hormones spike at the wrong times. Stomach acid builds without food to absorb it. Cortisol, the stress hormone, rises as their body waits for something it expected and didn't receive. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Internal Medicine found that cats fed on inconsistent schedules showed higher rates of gastrointestinal issues, anxiety-related behaviors, and long-term weight dysregulation compared to cats on consistent feeding routines. And here's the part that makes this more than just a health issue. For your cat, mealtime is one of the primary anchors of their day. It's something they can count on, something that tells them their world is predictable and therefore safe. When that anchor disappears, even occasionally, it creates a low-level anxiety that lingers long after the meal has been served. Pick 2 times and protect them, morning and evening, as close to the same time as possible every day. Not because it's convenient for you, but because consistency is one of the most powerful forms of care you can give them. Number 6, and this one changes everything once you know it. Your cat is talking to you right now. They have been talking to you every single day in a language made entirely of movement, posture, and position, and most owners never learn to listen. The tail is the most expressive part of that language, and misreading it or ignoring it entirely means you're missing the most important thing your cat is trying to tell you. A tail held straight up with a slight curve at the very tip means your cat is happy to see you. Genuinely, completely content. That little hook at the top is the equivalent of a smile. A tail puffed up to twice its normal size means your cat is frightened or overstimulated. Their body has triggered a fear response. This is not the moment for cuddles, it's the moment to give them space and silence. A tail flicking sharply from side to side, not a slow, lazy wag, but fast and deliberate, means your cat is approaching their limit. They've been tolerating something. They are telling you that tolerance is running out. A study in the journal Animal Cognition confirmed that cats consistently communicate emotional state through tail position and movement, and that owners who learned to recognize these signals reported significantly fewer incidents of unexpected scratching or biting because they stopped missing the warnings their cat had been giving all along. Your cat has never been random. They have never lashed out without reason. Every reaction has been preceded by a signal. The question is only whether you are watching. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Your cat is not complicated. They are not mysterious just for the sake of it. They are a living creature trying to communicate with you in the only language they have, and doing so every moment of every single day. The stare you didn't soften, the sleep you interrupted, the silence you forgot to break, the smell that overwhelmed them, the meal that came too late, the tail signal you didn't notice. None of these things make you a bad owner. They just make you a human, someone who didn't know yet, and now you do. The bond between a cat and their person is one of the quietest, most underestimated relationships in the world. They don't love loudly, they don't ask for much, but they notice everything. And when you start paying attention, really paying attention, you'll realize they've been reaching out to you all along. Start with one thing from today, just one, and watch what happens. If this video opened your eyes to something you didn't know before, please give it a like. It helps other cat owners find this before it's too late. Subscribe for more cat care guides every week, and leave a comment below telling me which one surprised you the most. I'll see you in the next one.